Hi, so in today's episode of College Chronicles, I decided to talk about my first year of university just because I'm gonna be documenting my university experience. Let's get started. So, my first year, my first year of university was definitely something. I never thought I would have a year like that. But anyways, so obviously I had just got out of high school with my roommate. We went to the same high school and we were really excited to leave. I was like, I'm finally gonna be out on my own. Independence and stuff, I was already pretty independent living with my parents. But I just felt like this time, like, no one can tell me what to do. So I was really excited. So when I finally got there, we moved in like a week before school started, and my parents dropped me off and stuff. And the night that they dropped me off, my roommate hadn't come in yet. She had COVID, so she was at home still. So I just was like, wait a minute, like, they left me. And as much as I wanted to go, obviously there's that thing, like, I just left your house. Like, I felt so alone. It was really lonely. I don't know if I'm the only one who felt that way when I first came to college. I feel like that's usually the feeling that you get. But I bursted in tears that night. I bursted in tears in my room, and I was like, oh my gosh, like, I'm growing up. Like, it just felt like literally yesterday that I graduated high school. And plus, like, my 11th and 12th year was online with the pandemic, so it felt really fast. I was like, this is too much, this is too fast. But so I cried, and then my roommate got here after, she healed from COVID, and it was chill for a while. It was also the year where I explored myself a lot religiously, because I came from a really religious household, obviously. But I realized that my values were not my own. They were my parents, and I didn't have values of my own regarding anything. All of my values were centered around my parents' values. So I was figuring that out. But anyways, so it was the roughest year ever in terms of studying academic, because I got into a program. I was in marketing and I hated it. I didn't know yet that I wanted to I didn't know that you could enroll in a film program, because it's what I wanted to initially do, but my parents didn't think that it was smart, because they didn't think I was gonna get a job in it. I hope I get a job after I graduate, but I hope so. So I went into marketing just because I felt like I was really good at it in high school. My mom pressured me to choose a subject when I was in high school, so I took a quiz online, what career path am I most suited for, and they actually told me financial advising, which I hate, which is ironic because I work at a bank, so, But I took it and they told me financial advising, so I was like, the next best thing is marketing. So I went into marketing. The first semester was horrible. I hated the subject so much. There was so much math. I'm horrible at math. I only passed in high school because I cheated the last 2 years. But I was like, okay, this is grade 12 calculus. It should be kind of easy. I remember this. Not at all. I failed that class. I know I passed with a 50%, but throughout the whole semester, all the quizzes, all the exams, I literally either failed or barely passed. And it wasn't just me. It was literally the whole class. So I'm like, how are we going to do this? And I was taking economics, which was relatively easier, but I just did not mess with that. Not at all. So I was like, I'm just going to live a depressing life. I'm just going to go through life depressed in marketing. But I swear I got depressed, honestly. That was horrible. No joke. And I didn't know that people really use the first year to figure out if they want to stay in that program or if they find another program that they prefer. I thought it was nah, we'll be staying in, we're locked in for life. So I was like, oh my god, this is it. until my roommate was like, you know, you can like transfer to Carleton, because Carleton had a film program, and U Ottawa was lacking in that. And I've actually always liked film since I was a kid. I realized there were a lot of projects that I did in my childhood, like film projects. They were like horrible, but you know, I did them and I liked them, and I still like them. So I was like, you know what, like I'm gonna look into that. So my second semester of that first year, I was doing prerequisites. I was doing prerequisites for the film program so I can transfer. It was really chill, really nice. I was like, oh my gosh. And now I'm living my best life in my film program. Like, I love it. I mean, it's like so much like essay writing, but I would prefer that over like memorizing and studying. Like, no shade to everyone that is in those type of programs, but that's not for me at all. So but overall, my first year, it was pretty depressing up until like I changed programs. I also was dealing with a lot of like mental health issues with identity and all of that. I ended up in the psych ward. I'm probably gonna give another story on that for details. Essentially, yeah, I just wanted to give a little bit of a recap because I'm going into my third year now, just so there's a little bit of context. But moral of the story, if you're going into your first year of university, it's extremely normal to feel literally lost, overwhelmed, depressed even. I mean, some people probably have a great first year. I just wasn't one of those people. But I mean, we survived, I survived, and we move on. So see you next episode, and bye.
3 weeks since you were looking for your friend, the one you let hit it and never called you again. Remember when he told you he was about to Benjamins? You act like you ain't him, they give him a little trim to begin.